Brandon Sanderson, I'm going to be honest. Okay, here's another side note.
Take a shot every time Guillermo says Brandon Sanderson in all of our videos.
Or the 3 body problem.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. Brandon Sanderson.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Book Date. If you're new here, I'm Aliana, and this is my husband, Guillermo.
You're gonna milk that.
I'm gonna milk that. We just got married last month, so yeah, sorry, not sorry. But welcome to Book Date, where we kind of just talk about the books that we have read and the things that we want to read, and a lot of our opinions tend to go against the grain, but I think that's what keeps us fresh and a little bit interesting. What do you think?
I think my opinions go against the grain. I think your opinions kind of fall right in line for the most part.
Yeah.
Iron Flame, top tier. Iron Flame, top tier.
Today, we kind of wanted to go over our goals for 2024, things that we specifically want to read, as well as I've had this box in our office for months, and I completely forgot what's in this box. So I'm assuming a lot of the books that are in here are books that I want to read for 2024 anyway, so it's seamless.
Also, because I'm competitive, we have to do a book reading challenge
for 2024.
The only thing we have to decide is what the stakes are. I say that for every 10 books,
more
that you read over the other person, they have to read a book you want them to read.
I say 5.
I might crush you.
Well, if you're new here, just know that Guillermo tends to, only listens to audiobooks, so
the superior form of absorbing books.
He definitely tends to go through a lot of books much faster than me. I like the traditional, when I find time to cuddle up on my couch, I will sit there with my actual physical book and read.
The inferior method of absorbing books.
Which actually, one of my goals for this year is I want to start getting back into audiobooks. I used to listen to them a lot when I had long commutes to work, but now I work from home. So I tend to just read, the physical books or from my Kindle, but I've had a lot of friends tell me that it's really beneficial to kind of listen to the audiobook and read along at the same time. It's more an active and more engaged reading, and you actually tend to get through books and remember things faster.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is definitely one of my goals for this year, to start reading in that way and see if maybe that can help me read more. I've typically read about 5 books more a year since the past few years that I've really dove back into reading. I've always been a big reader, but I feel like in my adult life, I haven't had as much time. So last year I read 30 books. The year before that, I read 25. The year before that was 20, so on and so on. But again, for me, it's not a numbers game. If I'm enjoying it and it's my favorite hobby, I don't necessarily need to read 100 books a year just to feel like I keep up in the book reader community. But I definitely think that I can read more if I start listening to audiobooks again.
I agree. What is your reading goal? 35?
My reading goal for this year is going to be 35, which is, again, 5 more than last year.
My reading goal is 75.
Yeah, well, how many books did you read last year?
I think probably 40 to 50. But this year, I kind of want to be a little bit more serious about it. This actually is 2 of my points. I want to read 75 books. And then I also want to kind of branch out from the mainstream list that is, for example, on my app, on the Libby app. I want to stray away from that top 100 or the most popular books, because that list is basically run by a demographic that is not really suitable for me. It's not me. Those books that are on there that are popular are not necessarily books that I would be interested in. They're books that the majority of people that use that app are interested in. So I kind of want to stray away from that, find other lists, and not only that, but also focus on reading a larger quantity of books, because my main goal with this channel was I can never find anyone that I can get reading recommendations for. So I thought, if I can't find anybody to do that for me, then I might as well just bite the bullet, sacrifice myself, and try to do that for other people. So my goal is to read 75 books, try to read as much as I can, try to branch out as much as I can, mainly focus on books from this year, books that are released in this year. So that, because any book that was good from a previous year, you can probably find that online. Like, that's like, oh, these were the books that were more notable. I want to focus on the books that were released this year, so I could really try to separate what is worth spending your time on and what is worth letting go. Because I mean, for the most part in this channel, and you've kind of seen the dynamic, but you focus on more of those books that I do see in that top list that I might not necessarily be interested in, but you are the target audience for that.
Sure.
I am not the target audience for that. So I don't know where in the hell I'm supposed to go.
One of my goals for this year is to get back into fantasy, which I kind of dived back into last year with, you know, the Fourth Wing and with the Red Rising and with, I read... But okay, it's okay. Sci-fi fantasy, more not one-off romance novels, not one-off family drama novels, not one-off mystery novels. I'm talking series. I want to start reading series again. I just finished reading a few weeks ago The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I had forgotten how much I loved The Hunger Games, and I kind of want to find more things like that, series that make me feel like that, where I know that there's another book that's coming and there's a character arc and there's, you know, this plot that scopes past just a short chapter book, a short novel. And I want to try out the part of my TBR is the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson, which he absolutely loved. Now, those books are really, really long, so hopefully the audiobooks will help me. But again, I understand that even if I read more, reading these kinds of books, I might not get to that 35. But hey, if I read the Stormlight Archive series, that's still a huge accomplishment
Each
for
one
reading.
of those counts for like 3.
Right, so that's the only thing that makes me worry when you say, oh, for every 5 books I read more than you. Just because what I want to do this year is, yes, read more books, but I want to get back into fantasy. I want to try out the Throne of Glass series from Sarah J. Maas, and those are super long as well. So I feel like that's my vibe going into this year, and understanding that if I don't hit 35, because I read all of these massive fantasies, I think I'll be okay with that. Now, in December, if I'm like at 25, will I change my Goodreads score back just so that it's a perfect completion? Maybe.
Oh, just start reading shorter books.
We'll see.
You know, it's funny that you talk about getting back into more fantasy. I literally wrote more fantasy. But actually, I think it's actually for maybe slightly different reasons. I think the main reason for it is that, one, we're kind of getting into that stage of our lives where we're like adulting.
Yeah.
A lot of adulting. It's like a lot of adulting. And you start to lose a lot of that wonder and a lot of that aspiration and a lot of that daydreaming. And your entire life is, and a lot of your life is just the things I got to do, my responsibilities, the things that are hanging over my shoulders. And not only that, but even the things that I read tend to be on the grimmer side. They tend to be on the more serious side. Something like the Three Body Problem series coming out in March 21st, by the way. I actually have faith in this one. I don't know why. I will let you guys know. So definitely want to read more fantasy. I also want to read more Brandon Sanderson. The only thing that might prevent me from reading 75 books this year is if I keep reading Brandon Sanderson books.
I want to read the Inheritance Game series. I believe this is a trilogy.
I think I started that, and the first 5%
was it great? Well, I read like the first page, and it's that kind of vibe I like. I love
the cover though.
I love first person fantasy, obviously. That's my favorite. I feel like it's more fun that way. Definitely gonna dive into this series, I think, after February. I always like to read romances. So what did I do? What did I think this year? If I want to read series, I'm gonna do a series I've always wanted to read. The Crazy Rich Asian. Crazy Rich Asian series, right? With Rich People Problems.
Oh, all those are.
China Rich Girlfriend. I believe they're all obviously.
It's in Singapore, I think.
Yeah, but within the same universe. I've already started reading Crazy Rich Asians. It's really cute. Love the style. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this series. So this will be fun for like February, and then getting back into like more fantasy with the Inheritance Game and Throne of Glass series. I want to read Assassin's Blade soon, which is the first one, and then maybe move on to...
Just read Brandon Sanderson. Just read the Stormlight Archive.
Okay, yes.
The Way of Kings is as good as the entire ACOTAR series.
One of my goals for this year is to actually read more books in common and both read books that we both enjoy, so we can be like, oh my God. I want to have things that are fantastical that we can kind of talk about and be excited about. Like I've connected with a few friends recently who are really big book lovers, and it's been kind of fun to see everybody get back into the series. These are people that I literally went to the Breaking Dawn book premiere at midnight at Barnes & Noble's for. Like, it's just so fun to have that shared hobby with a lot of my friends. And I feel like with adulting, with, going through, your 20s, you lose a lot of that. You're focused on your career. You're focused on, moving out, properties, getting married, having babies. And it's like all of that fun stuff that we used to love as kids, we lose that. So I'm really excited to kind of get back into that and connect with a lot of our subscribers, connect with my friends who also have, their own channels and their own bookstagrams and things like that. And I think I might join like a book club this year or something, or start one with my friends and, have fun again, talking about the hot guys in the books and talking about the book boys will never be cuter than you, I promise. Alrighty. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, let's just see what's in this damn box.
The funny thing is, I don't think there's any fantasy in here. Okay.
Well, you're trying to read a lot more books, so it's okay.
Right, so maybe these will be like my little palate cleanser in between, these big pillar of books. But I did want to talk about this website that I found. I have never heard anybody talk about it. It's called The Book Outlet. And these are new books. These are not used books. And I do love used books. There's the website Thrift Books that I'm constantly buying from, where you can get books that are in really good condition. And you can kind of choose the condition from like not great to like very good to practically new for $3.99, $4.99.
I got a motorcycle manual from there once. Excellent. From like the 80s.
So yes, highly recommend Thrift Books. And then there's this website that I found called The Book Outlet, where it's brand new books, but it seems like it's wholesale.
No, I checked it out, but they only have like the most popular books. I couldn't find every book.
Right, they don't have everything. Thrift Books, you'll probably find everything and in ranging different conditions. But Book Outlet had all of the books that I'd kind of been interested in that were on my TBR for Goodreads. And they're literally all $6.99. Guys, why are we going to Barnes & Noble and spending $20+ a book? Granted, I love Barnes & Noble.
Because they got a Starbucks.
Yes.
And you can grab the pumpkin mochaccino and walk around.
Yeah, valid. But not for every single book. Like, I like to go to Barnes & Noble, I'll get the new release, something that's brand new, the hardcover, the midnight premiere, the thing you're excited for, a treat once in a while going into Barnes & Noble and buying it. But if we are literally doing hauls from Barnes & Noble, my wallet he'll kill me.
I read more books than you last year. I didn't pay for a single one of them.
Right, but I buy a lot of books used. We like to go to used bookstores. And once upon a time, I was at the library all the time and I used to love it. I think I'm gonna go back to that this year too. Definitely a goal for this year. I'm not gonna spend that much money on books. We have other priorities, things we wanna save on, and if I do wanna do a little haul, it's gonna be something like this, where—
Hey, make library book hauls a thing.
Yeah, right?
Make those a thing.
That's actually pretty cool.
Seriously, all my books, I get them from the library, or the library sponsor system here in my Miami-Dade County.
In audiobook form.
In audiobook form. It's an incredible service.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, there's not a lot of things that I think my tax dollars are being spent wisely on. I think that's one of them. So why are we going to Barnes & Noble and spending $20?
Granted, I love Barnes & Noble. It's one of my favorite places to go, and I understand the independent bookshop thing. We don't want those to die out. But what I like to do is if I buy those books, at the very least, I'm telling all my girlfriends, all my cousins, hey, I already have this book. I bought it at Barnes & Noble here, whatever. Whenever you want to borrow it, come to my house. And sharing books and not being so splendorous. And I like to be a little more thoughtful with where I'm spending my money. So something like this, maybe it's controversial because I know a lot of people say that not to buy wholesale, to support the independent bookshops. Or we go out traveling, we always make sure to look for the local bookshops, used bookshops, all that stuff. But if I, want a little book haul, I just can't take myself to Barnes & Noble. I will find another way, and I have found another way.
This doesn't actually have anything to do with supporting the authors, because to be honest with you, when you buy a book from Barnes & Nobles, I highly doubt that the author is getting much of any of that cut. Like, to be honest with you, when you buy a book from one of these wholesalers or anywhere else that you could buy the book cheaper, like Amazon or anything like that, I guarantee you that the author is probably getting the same cut as when you buy it at Barnes & Noble. So do not pay $20 for a book when you can pay $8 for it on Amazon. Trust me, the author is probably getting the exact same amount of money. So
what do you guys think about that? Let us know in the comments. What are you guys' opinions? What do you know that maybe we don't? Because I think it's really fascinating. Me personally, I just don't have the expendable budget to spend it all on books when there's so many other things in my life I need to spend money on and save. So it's not necessarily going to change my mind. I will still buy wholesale books. If that's a controversial thing, I apologize, but that's where I am in life right now. But I'm very curious. Educate us if we are completely off. Deeper.
what is it, like a box? Oh no, you gotta look.
I just got my nails done.
Oh, they're safe, don't worry. Hey, I see stuff in here I might like.
Oh, you see?
Never mind.
Oh, look, I'm so glad. I have to take, you see, I didn't even remember I bought this stuff. I have to take this off of my
Never mind,
list.
There's nothing in there I'll like.
Yes, there might be. All right. Oh my gosh. I literally said I wanted to start the Throne of Glass series. And look, it's Assassin's Blade. Oh, I'm very excited. See, they are brand new, perfect conditions. A little dusty, but awesome. So we've got Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, which is the prequel to the Throne of Glass series. So speaking of more fantasy, more, fantical, if that's a word, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I've heard a lot of fun stuff from this one, and it's also a series, there's another one that has come out that I also have on my TBR and Goodreads. So this will be fun.
I get the inkling to read that book simply because the art cover looks just like World of Warcraft, something that's one of my favorite things in life.
Look at that.
Yeah.
A novel of high fantasy and low stakes.
I feel like that one's gonna be all atmosphere, all charisma, and just it's basically like you're saying, like just sit down and relax after like a long day and just not worry about anything, because the book's not gonna make you worry about anything.
Oh, that's exciting.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Yes, I think this is the only Taylor Jenkins Reid book I haven't read yet. Forever Interrupted. I have no idea what it's about, but it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'm not even gonna second guess it and start reading it immediately. We've got a Riley Sager, Survive the Night. I read a few of his books in October around Halloween time last year. Yes. I've heard that this is one of his older ones, like one of his really good classic ones. So we'll definitely probably save this for October, September, spooky season. He does give some great vibes. Maybe you'll read this one too.
I might, sure.
You liked him. All right.
And to the section, my least favorite section, but it looks so good on the bookshelf.
Okay. So yes, these.
Did you not read that book already?
I just finished reading The Love Hypothesis. This is by Ali Hazelwood. I think I gave it a 2-star. The Love Hypothesis was cute. Was it good? No, it was way too cringy, way too cheesy for me. I'm now kind of like, am I gonna like this one? Because I probably won't, but maybe I'll give it a chance.
I swear, all these covers blending together. I could bet that you read that book already.
Well, the other one looks exactly the same. Just a different color palette. It's blue. I don't know if I'm going to even give this one a chance, honestly, just because of how I felt about The Love Hypothesis. I might just give this one to Sabrina, my 18-year-old cousin. I think she'll love these. Now these I've heard are really, really great. Abby Jimenez, I've heard she's a great author. Yours truly and Part of Your World. I'm not sure if these were interconnected. I think they might be. But I've heard so many fantastic recommendations. So these I'm actually really, really excited for. I'm very excited for everything.
You noticed that there was like a little goat on the cover of that one, right?
This one, yes. Why? Let's find out.
Does it not bring back memories?
Goat?
The little baby goat. Goat yoga.
Huh. Oh.
Insert video here.
You got it. You got it.
After a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and a cuddle with a baby goat, Alex Montgomery has had her world turned upside down. No idea.
Have you seen goats' eyes? They're not cuddly.
I don't like goats.
They have like the weird eyes.
Can we stop?
Scary,
Can we talk about
scary,
anything else?
scary.
Anyway, all right, so we did a book haul here, and you see that they are pretty much all of the books that are super popular these days, but each one of these was like $5.99, $6.99. It's pretty great. So then I also want to read the Inheritance Game series. What else did I want? Stormlight Archive. The Rest of the Throne of Glass series. So these are kind of these will be my like palette cleansers.
I guarantee you that if you read the Stormlight Archive, they will be your favorite books of that year.
I also want to finish reading the Red Rising series. I read Red Rising last year, but I need to read Golden Sun and Morning Star. And I think there was like 2 spin-offs after that, which I'll give it a try. I'll give it a chance.
You can give it a try and you can let me know.
Stormlight Archives, Throne of Glass, Red Rising. It's a very ambitious year. So that's everything I had on my 2024, like reading goals, a really big overview on kind of where I'm at in my reading journey and what I want this year to look like for me, for us, for this channel. What about you?
I just want to read a hell of a lot more books. Just so I can tell you which ones are good and which ones you should just ignore.
What are you reading right now?
I am currently reading Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson from the Stormlight Archive, the 3rd book. Incredible, fantastic. Not liking it as much as Words of Radiance, but again, I'm only halfway through and it's 30 hours already that I've listened. There's 30 hours left, so basically it could still be the best book of all time. Although it is still top tier. Still top tier, but we'll see in the next 30 hours. What are you reading? I'm reading
Crazy Rich Asians. I am literally like on page 10. Alrighty guys, well, thank you for joining us on this chatty episode of Book Date. We hope you guys enjoyed, and again, let us know what you guys are planning on reading this year. Let us know what your goals are.
How many books do you want to read this year?
Yeah.
I want to see how I match up.
Oh yeah. How many books did you read in 2023? I want to know how I match up. I'm gonna be far behind everybody. And also, let us know the kinds of things you want to see from us in the upcoming year. Video ideas, content you want to see from us, opinions you want, maybe books you want us to read and give our take on them. And maybe you're actually interested in what we have to say about certain books. So yeah, leave us a comment. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you like our vibe. We're really excited to be growing our channel this year. I think that's one of our top goals, one of our top personal goals. Well, number 1 personal goal is he's gonna say buy our forever house.
For me, it's buying a house.
Buy our forever home, and I'm gonna say have a baby. Our top mutual goal is grow our channel and spend more time doing this because we actually do enjoy this, and we do feel that above a lot of other things, and when you like what you're doing, it's not really work. So yeah, hopefully between reading and buying a house and having a baby, we'll grow a channel. I don't know, it's very ambitious year, but cheers to you guys.